All right. My music comes in first. Turn this What up, what up, what up, you guys? It's your girl Candy J with another episode of Candyology. Hey, let's see. It's been about a week or so. No, I'm kidding. But let me see. My last couple of guests, oh my goodness, y'all met Serena. Serena was amazing. Jake and Mark, Jade and Mark was on my show talking about child support. Listen, but hey, let me tell you something. First of all, this is the month of March, and there's a special holiday. There's a special holiday. Today is March 6th, but in 20 days, hallelujah! The queen of Ethiopia, as it says in Acts 8 and 6, Candace Nicole Jackson was born. And guess what, y'all? I'm turning 40! Woo! I know. Black doesn't crack. Yeah, I know. But anyways, so we're at KMWI Media Studios. So listen, we got some things coming up in March. This is Women's Month, guys. Women's Month. So I am celebrating all of these beautiful, beautiful ladies and their businesses. But before I introduce somebody to you, let me tell you, at the studio on March 12th, this Saturday, we are having a makeup class. It is from 11 to 3, taught by my bestie, Candy R. Jackson. Okay, so if you see the flyers, no, I'm not saying my name twice. Yes, her name is Candy Jackson too. Okay. All right, 11 to 3, it's $100, guys, but you also get a free lipstick included in that price, so amazing. We're only taking 15 people, so we're almost sold out, so let's go. March 18th, Girls Night In! Come bring your favorite girls and come have a little bit of game night with us, drink a little bit, maybe look at a few bedroom candy items, that's on March 18th, which actually is Lady P's birthday too. Woo! Now listen, she's a Pisces, but we don't hate against them. Okay, I'm an Aries, right? I am an Aries, but let me just tell you for the record, March babies rock, okay? On the 19th of March, we are also having a Pisces March Madness party here at the studio. So come on out, get your ticket on Eventbrite. It's only $10. $10. You spend that at Wendy's, McDonald's, going up the street to Cane's, which is one of my favorites. Chick-fil-A, my pleasure. They do charge about $19. So $10 is nothing compared to to come out and have a good time, right? Let's see what else is happening at the studio. March 26th, on my birthday, we are also having a pop-up shop during the day. If you got your invitation to my birthday party, then you can come to the birthday party. If not, stay up at home. But pop-up shop, you are welcome to come party with us. Okay, so listen, I think I've rambled on enough. Okay. In the building is a woman entrepreneur, and I will let her introduce herself because we are celebrating what? Women's History Month. Hey, Miss Karen. How you doing?
I'm good.
good. So tell the people who you are.
I am Karen Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
I have a business, Final Touch Oils and Accessories, and I'm enjoying and loving every moment of it.
Yes. So first of all, let me publicly on air say, these glasses that I have on, she brought to me today. So Miss Karen has good taste. Okay. Okay. Oh. Anyway, so so first of all, let's get into it. Tell me, how in the world did you start your business?
I'll be perfectly honest with you. Didn't even know business was inside of me. I have a husband. His name is George Fisher III, and he introduced me to fragrance oil, body oils. He had his own setup, and I asked a question. Hey, what is this, and what do you do with it? And he introduced me to the selling of body oils. I got this itch. Well, if I can get these people to buy the body oil, and I'm picking the fragrances, they're just making the selection. I said, I wonder what else I could do. And I like sunglasses, and I like dressing sexy for date night, and I like hats and just different things. And I talked to my younger sister that lives in Atlanta. Shout out to Regina.
Hey, Regina.
She said, why don't you sell yourself? I know that don't sound too good, but I'm gonna go with it. And I was like, what do you mean? And she said, well, you know what? You like casual dressing, and you like to look beautiful and things like that. Sell those things that you like. And so I started doing that. I went out and purchased some things, and put some things together, and people were excited and accepting, and it's been beautiful.
Interesting. Okay, so you said it started out with oils because of your husband, but so that also tells me that you had some sort of style before. You are.
I've always thought of myself as casual. That may be casual to me, but my outer appearance attracted other people, the style that I had. I'm a very conservative person, but I like for everything to come together. So I want my sunglasses to pop with my outfit. I want my outfit not to be so loud, but I want it to make a statement piece when I walk in the room, and I want to be different. So I've put all of that together in one sum. I like jewelry, but I like unique jewelry. I don't want it to just come from Neiman's or come from Macy's or whatever. I don't want to just buy it off the. I want to put it together and make it be my own piece. So.
Okay, so you said this is going on 3 years, right?
Yes.
How was the journey in the beginning?
Well, quite interesting, because as you know, with anything, when you start something, it starts off really slow. We started out with a small amount from another gentleman who actually turned my husband on to fragrance oils as a kit. Well, me being the person I am, I wanted to cut out the middleman. I just wanted to be me and my husband. So I had to do a lot of researching and find out where are we getting the big amounts of oil? Where do we get the bottles? Where do we get the fragrances? How do we put them together? So I got curious and started doing some research alongside with my husband, and he trusted me enough to kick out the middleman. So I'm just going to say a lot of faith. But we did that. It was a journey because you have to do a lot of research and communication with one another, and you have to trust. I had to trust my husband to first show me how to do this, and I got excited because I'm like, okay, hey, I'm making some money, extra money with my job, and is this kind of money or whatever? So, but you do have downsides because, as we know, the pandemic, things like that. No one has to choose your business. You have to make it presentable and choosable. So that's a lot of hard work to do daily. Right. We had to just do it daily. So I started thinking about my job. You put all your effort into your work or whatever. This is your business. You want this to grow and you want it to be big. So how much time do you want to give it?
Right.
So it was a lot of work.
Did you walk away from your full time?
No, not yet, but I'm working on it. I'm working
Absolutely.
on it.
We speaking it into existence.
I'm working on it.
So your husband really supports your business.
Oh yes, we support each other. Yes, ma'am, we do. I mean, when I'm out there, I don't care how it is. If I can't make it to a client, he will deliver for me or whatever. So yeah, we support each other tremendously.
That's support right there. Okay, so I told you we was gonna dive a little bit into your business.
Okay.
Right. So tell me, first of all, how long have you and your husband been together?
I think it's like 5 years we've been married. It'll be 3 years this year, July 14th.
So how did you guys meet? And had you been married before?
Yes, I've been married before. We met at a barber shop. We've been around each other for probably the last 25 years, but didn't know. We never ran into each other, and we met each other at a barber shop. I went to get my hair cut early in the morning, like 6 o'clock. Our barber is there at 2:45 in the morning.
Oh,
so,
wow.
I went to the barber shop, and I think he was running late for work or something, and he was doing his hair or whatever. But that's where we met, at a barber shop very early in the morning. I think I spoke or something, and we didn't see each other again for another like maybe 2 weeks or so. And he sought me out, and here I am.
What? So wait, now you said he sought you. How did he seek you out, girl?
We were. I'm trying to think. One messenger. I actually asked him a question. Was he this young lady's brother? And he was like, "Well, yeah, but don't tell anybody because she might be wanted." And we were just playing. That's early. I didn't think anything else about it. And I guess maybe about 2 weeks later, he had posted something on Facebook, and I commented on it, and he came in and spoke, and I was like, okay, who is this early in the morning? But yeah, I mean, I think we had been around for years, just because we were in different, areas and situations in life. We never met across paths.
Wow. So, what was it? Love at first sight?
I would think so, but I don't think I paid that much attention because neither one of us were like, we just spoke. That was it. So I don't know. I just know that I can tell you this though. I remember that day, that morning, when I can't remember anybody else in the room except for that gentleman. So I do believe that it probably was that. I just didn't recognize it at the time, but I don't remember seeing, anybody else. And I know other people were there, but I just don't remember seeing them.
See, when God connects you to your person. Yes. So were you, at that time, open to dating? Because I know you said you had been married before.
I had been married. I was divorced, and I was just having a good time because I had been married for like 29 years. So I was a young married person. And so I was just having a good time being single. So no, I really wasn't like looking for anything or anything like that. But I knew what I wanted because I knew what I had. So I knew what I wanted. I know what I was not going to go through, just different things like that. But I was having a good time just being single. I had just got my first apartment ever by myself.
Oh, wow.
My first, my car. And so I was just, excited to be single. But again, like you said, I mean, God knows I'm probably not the best person to be single. That's my husband's gonna kill me. But I'm just being honest with you. God knows his children, and he created us to be wives. So who I am is who I am.
So let me ask you this: what would you say in your previous marriage, what did you not want that you were experiencing that you knew, okay, these things cannot happen into this marriage?
I could not accept a man that I had to pray for. I needed you to have your own relationship with Christ. I needed you to know Bible for yourself. I couldn't teach a man to know God. And that was my biggest thing when, between God and myself. Lord, please, I don't want to be the Bible that he reads. I want him to have a relationship with you. I want him to be clear about who you are so that he can lead me. So that was my thing. And I just wanted, the next person to love who I was before he knew who I was. So it was just a bittersweet thing with the relationship I had with Christ and what my wants and my needs were. I didn't know what form that was going to come in, but I knew that I had spoke to my Father and he would honor those.
Right. So let me ask you this. So you were married, you said you were married for 29 years, right? You have kids?
I do. I have 3 adult sons.
How old are your kids?
I have a 37, 32, and 35.
37, 32, and 35. So that means, honestly, you could have been my mama. Because I'm turning 40, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So how did your kids feel about you meeting a new person? And I mean, they're adults, but how did they feel about, are they protective of you?
They are, but again, they had seen so much in the first. They just know that they didn't want that type of person, or they didn't want that relationship. And a lot of them, all 3 of them really wanted what was love for me. They wanted me to be happy. Like my youngest son is just like, Mama, whatever you want, as long as you're happy. And that was the biggest thing, because as you know, over the 29-year period, your children see a lot.
Right.
And we think as adults, having the mom and the daddy, in the house, the typical mom and dad in the house, that this is that. But if it's an unhealthy setting that we're raising or bringing them up in, then they start to form their own view of a husband and a wife, or, when you have children and things like that. So they were receptive of me just going out and enjoying my life. And they did know that they didn't want someone that they could see old habits, and not that they, not to bash, anybody, first husband, none of that kind of stuff, not doing any of that. Just that healthy relationships should be shown to your children.
Right.
And when they're not, we need to either reevaluate that or move away from it. So.
Absolutely. But I know that we were talking earlier, and you said that you gave your life to Christ when you were 30, right? Okay, so did that impact your relationship with your ex-husband? Like, how did that play a part in it? Because was he a Christian?
He was.
Okay.
He was a Christian. We both were in church. The difference is the relationship you have with God. We both had our own relationships, and evidently, not saying one was greater than the other or whatever, but I just think that one person took it a little bit more serious than the other person, and we just did not come together like we should have, or gel together like we should have. So it is what it is. I mean, you can go through some things, and women, we can accept a lot of things a lot of times. It's okay to do that, but repetitive things over and over and over, it doesn't get better. It's the same outcome.
Right.
So you just have to do what's best, for you. And I had to do what's best for me.
So one of the things that I do, and guys, if you are just joining us, you are watching Candyology, Love, Sex, and Relationships, and we're talking to Miss Karen. We're celebrating women in business, and we're just hearing a little bit about her life and her story. I guess my question would be, so one of the things that I do is I help women that's after divorce, actually men and women, but most of the clients that have come to me for this particular thing is women that after divorce, especially if you were married for a long period of time, it's this is different.
Mhm.
You know, married for 30 years. Well, like, so when did you guys divorce? When did you get together?
The
first person.
in high school.
Okay, so high school for you was when?
I graduated 86.
Okay, so 86. See, I told you can remember because I was born in 82. So you were dating in 86, and then when did you guys get divorced?
2015, I think.
Okay, so from 86 to 2015, that's a whole two different time frames, different things of how people date. So one of the biggest issues that I run into, right, is women, especially women, learning how to get back into the dating game, right?
Yeah.
So how was that for you? Like, I know you said you were having fun or whatnot, but what was the feeling? You know,
the feeling was fear. I was very fearful that I would not recognize how to have a good time because I had been, with this person, just my kids and him, and then there were grandkids. So my life was never my life. It was always for someone else. So coming out of that, I had to dig a little deep. But you have to go into a learning mode of yourself again. You have to identify with who you are, not the mama, not the wife, not the grandmother, none of that. Define who you are as a person, a human, individual person. And I had to do and it was hard. I had to do some research. Some of the things you find out about yourself, you're not going to like. I did not like, seriously. And you then have to, I guess, rewash yourself and become brand new. But it was very scary. I'm like, okay, I'm this age. What if I never find anybody to love me anymore? Okay, and then in the back of my mind would say, it would be okay because you were this. So you've had that life. If you never again, you've had the life, now you learn something new. And I had to learn something new, how to do things on my own, how to pay bills by myself, how to, everything, going out to eat by myself. Because now look at this. I'm by my kids are grown and married. So you empty nester, So all of those things had to be learned over. Even going out to eat, when you sit at a bar, I didn't even know how to accept like guys coming on to me. I didn't know because I could always say, I'm married. Now you're not. What do you say now?
Right.
To the guys that are walking up to you talking or whatever. But in reinventing yourself, you can make yourself whoever you want.
Right.
And any errors that you make in your life, you have no responsibility to nobody else but yourself. So it was trial and error with the gracefulness of saying, Lord, all I can ask you is for protection.
Right.
And that's it.
Right. Holy Lord. So did you get your share of duds?
I did.
But I love your face. So tell us a little bit about the duds.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Anybody that I would talk to, I was always going to be honest with them. I came out of this marriage. I don't want a relationship. I just want to have a good time. I don't want to be the girl on the back or laying on I just want to have a good time. Nothing, with my body. My body is my body. But I just want to have a good time. But then you would have guys that would say, well, how are you going to get to know anybody if you're going to be talking to a lot of guys? The same way you do.
Right. The same way they do. They invented that.
Yeah. So like, we're just talking. It's not a big deal or anything like that. I've always wanted to know, when that right person came along, because I definitely didn't want to mess up anything like that. But if you were somebody that I didn't like, or I didn't like your conversation, then okay, bye. Right. That was just what it was. That was my priority at that time. Right. Whatever, to just have enjoy life. I was a young mother. I was a young wife. I was, so now I get to pick and choose. And that's what I did. I mean, I play safe because as ladies, we don't want to be out with anybody. You don't want to be doing things you don't have any business doing because your body, again, is your body. And we have to protect that. Right. So it was It was fun.
Do you have any crazy stories of crazy men?
No, because you know what?
That's good.
No, I do not. No stalkers, no nothing. We were only going to go to the restaurant. You could never come to my place. I mean, I always made sure my mom and sons knew, hey, this is where I am. This is where we're, you know. So it was always safe. It really truly was. Now my husband changed the game.
Well, wait a minute, how did he change the game? Tell me how.
Like the same thing I'm telling you, I told him, hey, I've been in a marriage, I'm not in a relationship, And he was like, if I can do everything that those persons you're talking about can do just as one man, then what? And I was like, in the back of my mind, he ain't gonna be able to do all that because I'm already talking to you know. But he did. He was a game changer for sure. For sure. I knew that was the person. It took me a little bit, but I could tell that he was the person.
Why did you think he was the person? Like,
I think the surety of him just knowing Christ for himself, like he was a leader from the beginning, with all kind of confidence. And I'm like, golly, he has just more than me. You know, he was just bold.
So was he a pastor at that point?
Yes, and I didn't know. Oh my God.
Wait, you didn't know?
No, he never told me that. I think we had been probably dating maybe 5 months before the house.
Shut the front door, the back, and
we cannot talk. Yeah, no, I did not know. He thought I knew too, but I didn't.
Oh my goodness.
Like, no.
So wait, he had never asked you to go to church with him or anything like that?
Well, no, because we were just friends. I mean, we're just friends or whatever. And I had my church, he had his church. I didn't think anything about it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Wow. So tell me what that felt like when you found out that he was a pastor.
It made me a little nervous because when you think of pastor, you think of, oh my God, you can't do this, you know, just all these different no-nos or whatever. And I think it just made me nervous. I didn't, you know, I don't want to lead you on like I'm going to be this person that don't do this, and this. I want you to know that I'm very transparent. And I like things, different things. And so we just kind of like talked it out or whatever. And he's a very down to earth person. Like he's not this person that, oh, you can't say this. He's not like that at all, whatever. So he's a very calm person. Just very unique in his being. I mean, so it was easy for me to be comfortable sharing anything, just anything. So,
yeah. So did he come into the relationship with kids too?
Yes, he had stepchildren he had raised.
Oh, that's sweet too.
Yeah.
I'm sure they keep in contact.
Yeah.
So what would you feel like has been the biggest obstacle for you guys to overcome? Because and let's not get it twisted. Everybody has something, right? Everybody has definitely issues, and especially us getting married for the second time. It's it's usually a higher divorce rate, right? So what would have been your biggest obstacle?
I think the biggest obstacle was blending the family. Yeah, that's a large piece because as a divorce, everybody has to blame somebody, and everybody's not going to feel okay, with that blame or whatever. So I think the blending of families. I already had grandchildren who like totally in love with this guy. Oh my God. So that part, the children part, the younger generation is easy. It's the older, the generation. And technically, to be honest with you, if adults would stay out of it and let the younger adults and the person that they have to connect with mend, it would be a lot easier. But again, it's hard. Divorce is just hard. It doesn't matter, no matter how you look at it, it's hard to go through it.
Right. So you said the blending of families. Was there like a particular person or a certain situation though?
No, just just because we had adult children,
Mhm.
it's hard to merge them merge them together. It's just it is. Because when you have some that are for the mom and you have some, some for the dad, and nobody can really see the ways, it's just hard to make that go together. So you really just have to kind of like pray about it, leave it alone, and just let it happen. It does happen. It just takes time.
That totally makes sense. And blending families is probably one of the biggest issues with coming into a marriage.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, have mercy, Jesus. Because I had a client not that long ago, maybe 6 months ago, that they had been married for like maybe 4 years at that point, but they both had kids from separate relationships, and they both had custody of the kids. Both the man and the woman had custody of kids, so it was like 4 kids in the house. Well, one of the mothers. She still wanted the man, right? So she would show up to their house in a negligee with a trench coat on when she thought the mom was gone, and they have ring light cameras.
Oh my goodness.
So he wouldn't even answer the door because he could see her at the door with this trench coat on, and because she had done it multiple times. He already knew what was going on, so he wouldn't even answer the door. And so, like, that was causing issues for, of course, the wife, because she's like, why are you continuing to allow? He's like, what am I supposed to do? I've already told her what my boundaries are. She knows where we live. Like, she continues to do, well, you must be doing something to make her think that. And he's like, no, you're privy to all of these conversations. Like, you see, I'm not doing anything to lead her on. I don't even go to her house. I know. And so it's just when you said that, it made me think of like that type of situation.
Yeah, those are issues, but thank God we did not have those issues from exes or anything like that. Thank you, Lord. But again, the divorced person sets the tone for all of that. My husband is very open with me, and I'm very open with him. We don't have private conversations. We do, speak about everything, and that I think that's just the way it is, which I love this marriage here, because it just feels like one. We're just one,
and which is how it should be.
Exactly. We don't have even with the children, we don't have private conversations. We're just not doing that. We didn't do it even before we got married, and so it's even greater now. So the man sets the tone a lot of the times when it comes to that kind of stuff.
How long did y'all date or court or be friends before you got married?
3 years, I think.
So did you have a friendship type and then move into dating?
We did. It was that we met, and we were just friends. We just same barbershop, and that was it, so we didn't even know that it was the love or whatever you want to call it, because again, we both had relationships,
right? So
I don't think anybody was like, oh, we're gonna get married, just like looking first sight in marriage. We didn't get that. We really needed wholeness into relationship, friendship.
So how important do you think it is to have that friendship before you guys start dating?
You know what? I think it should be at the top of anybody's list, because you have to know if you want to have even a wholesome conversation. You have to be on the same page. You have to know that the direction that you're going, or the goals, your goals are the same. That we connect on the same page.
Right.
And the only way you can do that is you're friends first. You can have all of the faults, because we're just friends. Nobody loses anything.
Right.
And that's what that was. My husband is a very detailed, structured type person. Like, he'll write out your whole life. When I'm telling you, we have business meetings, we have business meetings for real. So he's a very just detailed person. If I can see it on paper and I can see it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I love that about him because he shows me the details. A lot of times people do things and they're just doing things in order and they have their own agenda.
Right.
His agenda is like the purpose of our life. He doesn't, it's just not his agenda. He shares that and we both agree on it. But friends in the beginning is like, that's a must. I'm telling you, you have to know that this person has your back in converse, and has your back even when you're not in his presence. And that's what I have with this gentleman.
So what's it like and how do you feel about the term first lady? What's it like to be y'all, if y'all did not catch Karen's face. I love it. Okay. Answer the question.
Okay. For me, because of the type of husband I have, he's a servant. He, when I tell you, he is not privy to anything. Like, he doesn't go to church with his head high and somebody has his Bible and all of that kind of stuff. He's a servant. When he goes into God's house, he's there for the people for real. And he shows me that. And so for me, First Lady is not, one, I wish somebody could find it and tell me that it's in the Bible and that it's something that is truly, I think it's a title. I respect the title or however that is, but I follow the lead of my husband. I'm a servant. You don't have to put me first or anything like that, because when I wake up in the morning, God woke me up. He laid me down. And to me, that's first.
Right.
So I don't, First Lady is a word to me.
Right.
It really truly is. And I don't allow people to like put me up front, out front, even though that's what people do, because again, traditionally they follow that and that's cool and fine. But for me, if our church members are in the kitchen cooking, I want to be in there. I want to be in the kitchen cooking. If they're serving another church that comes to our church to visit, I want to do that. My husband, they have an anniversary for the pastor and stuff like that. And I said, well, tell me what to do. And he said, well, you know what? I want you to get this together for all of the first ladies. And we serve them when they come. We don't just sit. We don't just sit. And I think that's just what it should be. We treat everybody the same. We love everybody the same. You don't have to do anything extra for me, because again, God woke me up, he lays me down, he gives me peace. So you don't have to do anything extra.
Right.
And so I just follow the lead of my husband. So First Lady, it's okay. My name is Karen. And that's just, and that's what it is. And if someone calls me that, I don't get offended or anything like that, and I don't correct them. It's not a problem at all. It's just that I want you to know that I care about you just as much as you care about me.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. So here's my question, because I told you I'm a PK. Do you have any stories, though, about people trying the First Lady?
You know what? I wear my hair a lot of different ways. And I don't think it's a story. I think the question was asked, you change your hair a lot. And I told my husband about it after the conversation. And I didn't take offense to it, but I started explaining, oh, well, I have a beautician and she, whatever I want, I send her the picture. And, I'm just as pure as whatever,
right.
And, no, I mean, for a preacher's wife. Am I supposed to put it a different way? I was confused. But again, I didn't take offense to it, because here I'm trying to tell you about my beautician and how I get the opportunity to change my hair or whatever. And with my husband, if you come for me, I have to be careful what I say to him or what I tell him, because he's Very.
Protect.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
He's the protector for sure. He
Mhm.
wears that well. And so, but I tried to put it out there like, you know what? They said about my hair, da, da, da. You can wear your hair the way you want to.
Mhm.
So that's really he sets a tone that really don't. He's out there protecting me, so I don't get that kind of stuff because he's going to correct it before if he sees it or whatever. If he can feel it, if I come to him, he's gonna do damage control.
Child, let me tell you. Purchase kid over here, okay? Oh, Lord Jesus. So I decided that, I left my mom's church and I went to another church and I was a dancer at the church.
Mhm.
And mind you, the church was 7,000 people. Um, and at the time, our Daddy J was I call him Daddy J, that was our pastor. And he pretty much gave us the free reign. He specifically taught, because I was the assistant director of the dance ministry, and he sat both of us down and he was like, this is not a hand ministry. You do what you need to do, the movements, whatever, and you flow with the spirit, right? All right, so I'm leading up there. So we have on these beautiful, garments that we do and whatnot. And I'm one to not put all of my hair up. I might put it in a ponytail or whatever. So I'm dancing, whatever. And this one lady, oh, so you just gonna twirl. Now, mind you, I've been dancing for the church for years. They know who I am. They know what I do. And we do leaps, we do pirouettes. I'm a full dancer, right? So I go down the aisle with the flag. Oh, you just gonna twirl in front of me, like loudly. And so she had some people turn around and look at her. And mind you, I heard her, but I was just like, I'm just gonna keep going this, whatever. So I walk past her again and I turn, and I'm not thinking about who I'm turning around. I'm just flowing with whatever. Again, you just gonna twirl around.
Is this doing surface?
This is doing surface.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's interesting.
That's why I have stories for days. But anyways, so she turned around, and so one of the mothers, because she was sitting on the second row, one of the mothers turned around and she's continuing to dance for Jesus. I need you to hush.
Wow.
And so that's why I said,
wow.
But I've been in church all my life, so I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's actually people like that cause people not to come back to the church.
I agree. Yeah.
Have you experienced anything in your? I know you said you got saved at 30, right? So after 30, going to church, have you experienced anything negatively towards you at all?
Well, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yes. Oh my God. Well, let me tell you. Here's the thing. I was also a praise dancer, and in the choir, and I wear my hair colors, and yeah. You have those that will kind of say some things, and it's just not so pleasant. Here's the thing with me. If you do it to me, I'm going to come for you. And I don't say I'm not a mean person or anything like that, and I'm not a very disrespectful person. I'm a person that will have conversation, and I have grown people conversation when it comes to that. So my hair is this blonde hair, and I'm up on the stage, and I'm always in the front because I'm short. So in the front, I don't sing well on solo, just but I had the people that were in my praise, I don't call them names or anything, but the praise dancers, whatever. Do you have to dance so much on the stage? Is what she asked me. When you say that, what do you mean? Because my pastor was fine with the way I praise and worship. I love praise and worship. But I was asked that question and I didn't understand why. And I said, does it bother you that I enjoy praise and worship? I said, this church is so quiet, and I know God has done a lot of things for you guys. I don't see anybody move. I did have a big mouth. and I know that because where I came from, we did have lots of praise and worship. And then when I got to this other church, they were just quiet. Like, I'm like, y'all don't clap. I mean, you don't clap, you don't whatever. And I didn't see a lot of that. But I did have ladies that were grown women that were asking me, so do you have to, oh my God, it looks like you're gonna like, I can't tell you how the spirit moves. I just know that it moves. And I love Jesus. It's just what it is. So and we've all gone through some things. And when music or whatever is ministering to your soul, how it comes out, you have no control.
Right, that part.
So I explained to them that I will not apologize for loving Jesus and expressing myself. I promise you, I will not.
I love the way you handle that. I do. I do. Because, to me, this is, like, again, I said, this is one of the reasons why people don't want to come back to the church. And I'll dive in real quick. Like, for instance, I was sharing with you, I became a certified clinical sexologist. My mom was a pastor. My dad was a minister. And so with that, I had a whole, I told you my church was 7,000 people. Well, I got pulled to the side, talked to about all of my endeavors, and I said, first of all, do you watch any of my videos? Do you know, what happens? And no, I haven't watched anything, but I mean, I just heard that Wait, what? So let me ask you this. Did anybody, or do you guys have now at your church or not, anything about building healthy relationships? I'm not talking about just, the Bible says this and the Bible says that, but I mean, do you guys talk anything about building healthy relationships, whether it be, young, old, whoever?
Well, you know what, the church I was in before, we had couples group or whatever, and they were very solid. It was a solid foundation, and we were able to be open and honest in there. But the church that I'm in now, well, because my husband is in Oklahoma, he does it in Oklahoma with his dad's church. But the church that when we're local, that I'm in now, I really didn't get into their groups, but my foundation, we did have couples and everything like that. And we talked about the good stuff, I mean, we talked about sex, and we talked about, the fights, and we talked about, we talk about how to respect, or if you're not being respected or whatever. So there were really realistic things that we did. That's the foundation I came from, which is why my husband and I, we're open with each other when we communicate with anything in our marriage, but because people make sex this bad thing when you are a pastor and first lady or whatever this is, however they title it or whatever. But it's really not. It's a beautiful thing. Communicate, talk to one another. Your bedroom is whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be what everybody thinks it is. It is supposed to be what your husband and wife wants it to be. And conversation has to happen.
Right.
It has to happen.
Yes, girl. Yes, come on.
But the foundation I come from it set me up to be able to be as bold as I am, because I'm supposed to be whatever it is that my husband wants me to be. He's supposed to be whatever it is that I want him to be. And in the middle, we come together and we are just that one where we're both happy.
Do you guys have date nights?
We do. And we have our clothes that we wear. We have our particular clothes and all of that.
So would you say your husband is romantic?
He is very. He really enjoys it. Now, I think that I'm more so than him. I've had to take him out of his
comfort.
Yeah. But overall, I think because he's such a bigger person, like he thinks the big is what it is, and to me, it's the small things. So we're different in that area,
right?
But yeah.
So do you think that, like, if you said, baby, I want to try XYZ, that he would be open to doing it? Yes, yes, Lord, yes. So do you guys, I know I kind of asked about, church and congregation or whatever, but how was, and I'm taking it back for about 5.2 seconds, how was sex or intimacy introduced to you?
Let's see. Younger years. You know what? I don't even remember. Because here's the thing. I'm going to tell you why I don't remember. I think it wasn't as beautiful because it was done out of order. So I didn't really know what it was because I was so young. So I didn't really know what it was. What's beautiful to me now is that I was able to save who I was for my husband.
So you think there's a freedom in this marriage that wasn't in the other one?
Yeah. Because I had you get to have a choice. How you then you just then grown, or you just doing what you want. When you become older and you know what love really is, it's done differently, and it's a choice, and then you get to make it as beautiful as you want.
Right.
So that's what it was for me now, and back then when I think back, it's like, man, that's why you did not know what love was, because you were just trying or doing something. So
okay. So last thing I'll ask you is, if you were to give some advice to our women of even my generation, because you are older than I, to these millennials, Generation Z, X, Y, K. Okay, anyway, what piece of advice or words of wisdom would you give young women? Number one, in relationships, but then number two, in business at this point.
In relationships, I would say live your truth. In business, do what you desire. I mean, let it be your desire, not from someone else. Don't let people design things for you. Just do what is your desire, and you'll be able to live your truth in that as well. You know, just do what's your desire.
Okay, so tell the people how they can get a hold of you and your business. What are your social media handles, all of that good stuff.
Okay. I am found on Facebook and Instagram, Final Touch Oils and Accessory. You can join the group. I post daily for Final Touch Oils and Accessory, daily, all day, every day. We mail out our orders. I have people, I think we have California, Atlanta, different areas. So available. I deliver, whatever. So they can look me up. However, you can look up by my name, Karen K. Fisher, or you can look up Final Touch Oils and Accessories.
Do you have a website as well?
I have not.
Okay.
Do not have a website yet. That was going to be it was supposed to be my February, but I guess I'm going to make it my March. So.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hold you accountable to that.
Thank you.
By March 31st, I'm like, where is it, Karen? I don't see our website.
You got it for sure. For sure.
But that's what we do around here. We just support one another.
Yeah.
We network with one another. And so do not be a stranger. You are welcome to come on up here anytime. But ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching Candyology Radio, Love, Sex, and Relationships. I will be back on next Sunday with Meet the Sublets, Miss Aqua and Candace, and they are a beautiful lesbian couple that have some business as well that you'll get to see you about on next Sunday. And again, if you're just tuning in, I told you guys at the beginning about all of the events going on here. Go to KMWI Media and make sure that you click on the links to find out what's going on. And guys, my Spice class will be coming up again in April. Nope, I said May. I'm sorry, in May. So just keep that at the forefront of your mind, because those of you that need Spice, which stands for sensuality, passion, intimacy, communication, and excitement. And if you want to learn how to rekindle that excitement and passion into your relationship, you definitely need to be in my Spice course. You can get me on all handles at Candyology CS on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, I believe. And I have a TikTok. I haven't posted in like a couple of days, but you can see all of those things on any of my pages at Candyology CS. And guys, thanks so much for you coming on my show today, Karen. And I am wishing you love-filled days and orgasmic nights. Have a great day.